So this is one of my favorite spots to sit in the whole house. I've got a nice big window here I can sit at. I'm gonna open it and then close it because it's bright right now. So we are overlooking a farmer's field here, which is pretty phenomenal. I love that I've got all this organic wheat and horses for neighbors. This is the loft though, and up here we got a couple feet of space to put folded clothes, sit on the edge before you're into the queen size bed, garbage can and laundry basket at the bottom. Now what you don't see is what I call the James Bond wall. That wall at the back is all operable. So push and click and it opens up, and looks like the end wall, but it's actually got a foot of depth in it. So I can fit and fold up the rest of all my clothes and even some of my Christmas stuff. I shove in the very bottom one that's hard to get to. Let's go and show you how they work. You can push and click on it and it opens up. I have a cabinet maker and a specialist, Holly from Truewood Artisans, who made the table downstairs. Also make the cabinet boxes for this. And I cut the wood from the roof so the grain would match. Remember I was telling you how I'm an art teacher in a previous occupation, so I tried to fit in little extra touches like that to get that waterfall edge with the wood. So all this opens up, tons of extra storage in there. There's also more storage down in here. So these all open up, ties and belts go in that one. I usually don't use that one very much. And underwear and socks go in that one, and I want to open that one for you. There is lastly a LED light strip here behind my head. What's awesome about that is the pot light that's in the ceiling. It's very bright and it's kind of in your face. So it's nice to turn those off and use them only as needed. So the LED lights are on a dimmable switch, which is awesome because then at bedtime you can keep it nice and low. And then during the day, if you want more, you can always raise it up and get a little brighter. And then you go into bed again, you can dim her back down. So you got a light source behind your head, not in your face, to read at and fall asleep to. I love it. So a super awesome way to get in your light is up in the top corner of a shed-style roof on a tiny house. Lofts aren't for everyone, but they're a fantastic way to fit in an extra room above another area in your tiny house. So I've got two of them, one above the bathroom and this one, which is my master bedroom above the kitchen. All right, guys, so that's my master bedroom. And as you can see, I have just enough room in here and just enough room downstairs. So it can be done. You can fit a big person in a tiny house. No compromises. So now let's go show you the other loft. So coming down the stairs, I actually here have my system for detecting CO2 and carbon dioxide. I've got my fan system here for help pushing heat down because I got that wood stove. It creates a lot of hot air. So I actually use this more in the wintertime than the summer to help keep an equilibrium in the house. Let's go now and check out the guest loft on the opposite side. So it's actually a bit of a tight spot. So I'm going to show you from here. You can see that there is a door that is a ladder that leads up to it. There's a bunch of cushions. There's a header. There's that same LED light strip up high to you got light behind your head. You got pot lights in there. You got an operable window to get that breezeway from east to west and west to east. And we've also got a cabinet at the end of that bed. That bed is in exactly a size of a double bed. Fits wonderfully in that space. So when my nieces and nephews come over or I have a guest over, they've got a place to crash. If I ever decide to have a kid someday, I'll just throw them up there. Let's go take a closer look at that bathroom door because there's actually a lot going on. Okay, so there's a lot going on with this bathroom door. There's a breaker panel here that I hide away because this door is usually rolled over. The door is on a barnwood roller, and I actually used a fairly cheap roller system. The problem with using one of these $80 systems versus a couple $100 system is you blow out your wheels. So this thing rolls over and pinches on a piece of angle iron. So now you can climb the ladder and you can actually spin the wheels. There's no weight on them. And that allows me to get away and save a couple $100. Who doesn't want an extra couple $100? So the door itself though, let's speak about it because it's pretty darn cool. You see it is good plywood. It's been stained with an aniline dye. It's a water-based wood dye. And then finished with a car finish. The rungs of the ladder are just black iron piping and then given a nice extra coat of black. And yeah. Now the door is a door. The door is a ladder. But what you don't see is the door is actually a mirror on the back side. So when it's in the closed position in the bathroom, you got a full length mirror. Before we jump into the bathroom, I have one more thing to show you on this side. So here we've got my Ecobee Intelligent Thermostat. It monitors my moisture, it monitors my temperature, it talks to my combi boiler. It's my automated heating system. I love it, it's great. This is a Viessmann control, and that's for monitoring those evacuated solar tubes outside you saw in another video. And this tells me the temperature in the tubes and in the tank. And I get up to 70-degree free water from the sun during the summer, and we're a 10-15 degree bump in the winter. Let's now jump into the bathroom. Welcome to the bathroom. Okay, so let's go and show this side of the bathroom first. So the bathroom is a measly 4 by 8 feet. That's not very big for a bathroom. Some people say it's big for a tiny house, but it's not for how much I have in here. So I think there's 8 or 9 different functions we have going on here. So this is a towel rack, but it's a heated towel rack. It's part of the heating system you saw with the baseboard heaters earlier. You can see I've built in storage into the hollow wall behind it. Second function. We've got a Lunos with ventilation going on here, sucking moisture out of the bathroom and cross-ventilating the house, getting fresh air everywhere. We have additional storage for wet clothes to hang. This is called an Insta-Hanger. Allows me to hang up a few shirts so they don't get wrinkles. And then for large items like towels and sheets, this is a metal line used in the yachting industry to hang clothes. So it rolls up on itself, but it can stretch the whole bathroom and I can hang something large. Also got the shower itself. Now the shower is pretty cool in that most people go and think that you can't do tiles in a shower because the grout that is in there is heavy and is not very resistant to movement. What ends up happening is if you do tiles, it ends up cracking. This is RV silicone grout, and it was DIY friendly, a little bit of work to know, but I installed this shower myself, and now I have a neo-angle shower with this run that goes around. This is also closed drawing if it needs to be, and this curtain is what keeps all the water, of course, inside the shower unit. Coming a little deeper over to the side here, we got, of course, our window. Some really cool lights. These are called a halo light. And a medicine cabinet. So of course you got all the things in there you'd expect. Your extra soap, your deodorant, all that jazz, your Band-Aids. Over on this side of the bathroom is where the real complexities start happening. So we got a lot going on here. This is an inverter, a transformer, a charge controller, and a combiner box. This is my combi boiler. The space heating and water heating. This is my washing machine only. This is an off-grid house, so you can't have electrical heat, so no dryer. Kitty litter box goes down here, down low. Right now it's extra storage. And composting toilet with more storage in the wall behind it. Okay guys, well, that's a quick tour of the no compromises tiny house. But how does it work? Let's jump next into all the utility systems of the house in detail.